A very good morning to all of you on our session this morning. As you may be aware, we are having three sessions every day, one at 8 a.m. in the morning and one in the afternoon at 4:15 p.m. And the third one is at 7:45 p.m. These sessions are held daily and these are about an hour-long session. The goal of these sessions are to introduce you to Sahaja meditation, what it is, just to get to know the basics about it. And also, we go for a meditation session during the sessions. And you'll find that these sessions are held on the same YouTube channel and the same Zoom link. At the end of these sessions, if you have any questions, you can always join the Zoom link to speak with us or leave your questions in the YouTube chat. We try to answer them then and there. All of these sessions are in fact in Hindi. We started having one session in English on Sunday morning, which is this one at 8 a.m., and another one in Marathi on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. for seekers who requested to understand in their own languages. So today's session will be in English. I'll request and ask pardon from folks who do not understand English and request them to join other sessions, which are all in Hindi. Apart from these three sessions, we have one more session going on daily at 5:30 p.m. And this is for seekers who have now understood the basics and now want to go deeper into meditation. And there can go ahead and join those sessions. So just for us, what we'll be doing right now is we'll have some slides that will help us just get some answers right in our head as to why do we need meditation, what happens, what is happening around, how Sahaja Yoga is different, and all of that. So we'll quickly go through them and then we'll have self-realization experience right now. And then if you have any questions, you can ask them. So let us start with any further ado. Sahaja Yoga meditation. What is the proposition here? What are we saying? Is that through Sahaja Yoga, one can de-stress themselves. I think the biggest talk of the town today is the stress all around. And we can bring ourselves into balance and a total well-being. When we say total well-being, it's not just mental or emotional or physical or spiritual. It has to be a through and through. And that knowledge of Samyak Jnana, as it's called, comes to us through Sahaja. We are saying that we bring an inner transformation. Just if somebody tells us, oh, be better, don't think, don't take stress, or don't get angry and be nice to people, you can't do it. It's not doable that way. There has to be a transformation inside that changes us completely. So, some of these slides are focused more towards the younger generation today. Let's say the students, the young generation that we have, office going folks, and all of them, they face immense competition in every field. So very, very aggressive environment. And if I may say so, even people who are of an older age still feel this. Because all around them, people are always talking about the so-called materialistic world. What you have achieved in life, what you have accumulated, and how much you should have. Whatever is there is not enough. And we see this environment all around. We're all the time unsatisfied. And then there are different types of things that keep us bogged down all the time. And they are of different natures, sometimes from family, sometimes some physical problems, sometimes some emotional problems. And it's a mad world out there. As we said, we're talking about the young folks here, but let's say, it's a student. And think of it, we're talking about the stress of grown people with families and so much to take care of. But even the students today, they are so stressed out, and it's not a joke. I mean, they are in a position where they're all the time thinking, going mad after, what should I do? My career, admission into colleges, and success, and what will my family think, and their relatives and their neighbors, and what are my friends doing, the competition all around. And even when they go into jobs, it's a lot of hard work. People are working 14, 15 hours, not taking care of their self, their family, nothing. And there again, it's a competitive world all around. It's a stressful environment. People start taking care of their own personalities, how they look, and they're really bothered about how people perceive them. And it again creates an anxiety, and people work towards that so many things that we know that people do for that as well. So it's a mind full of worry. When we are all the time thinking so much, worried so much, we become less attentive, because even if you're talking to someone, they are not present there. They have memory loss. Thus, even sometimes they have confidence loss. It's a stressful environment that leads to a lot of people becoming very restless, impatient, and irritable. I mean, today, the older generation, when they talk to the younger folks, they feel that what's wrong with these young folks? Why are they all the time so impatient and irritated? Why don't they listen to us properly also? It's because there's all of this going on in their heads, and it's really not a very nice situation for them. Today's stress is talked about all around, and when we talk about meditation, I think that's one of the biggest uh, sort of problems that people come to us with, that the stress that I have. And people may not talk about it very openly, but if you really go deep into any person, everybody's stressed out. And it's just unimaginable why. But that's the environment that we just talked about. There's so many things about the environment, but what it does to us is manifold. And today, so many doctors and researchers are talking about the effect of stress. When Sahaja was started by Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi in 1970s, photograph you can see right behind me, she gave such correlations between the physical implications of people who work as different kind of lifestyle. Let's say um, people who are running all the time and work and planning all the time, they get in these kind of problems, even on the physical aspects. So she established all those correlations so well. Now these are being researched upon, and many people are talking about the effect. And Shree Mataji's lectures from those times have all those details which we can go through to really understand. So anxiety, tension, loss of sleep. I think loss of sleep is a very common thing. We do not realize, at least the young folks still do not realize how that is affecting people, but it gets cured very, very easily in Sahaja. That's one of the easiest things, I guess. I've seen people getting cured of it very easily. Aggressiveness, OCD, heavy smoking and drinking. Now, this is a very dangerous thing, and it's coming to our young generation and ruining their health, their lives very badly at a very early stage. And why do you do this? I think we already know it. So they say, work hard and party harder. That's the motto that people go with. So you go all in, all out in your work, and then just you party hard and you forget it. So you need an escape. You need an escape from yourself, in fact. That is why people do this. Some people do it just because of fashion. There's people all around are doing it. So you look like a pariah if you don't do it. So that's why they do it. So again, the environment and all of them are to be blamed, but this is the situation. As you talked about, so many medical problems come up because of this stress that we have. There are many other reasons, but the correlation with stress is well established for many, many diseases that are not named here as well. Another very sad thing that has come up is depression. And you find school-going kids also talking about depression today. It is most alarming and most worrisome for people who are working constantly, the parents, to make a better world for their kids. They're both working in their jobs, and what they find is that the kid is developing a depression. And it's such a sad thing. But this is happening, and this is here. And we need to go to the roots of the problems to solve. And we need to go, in fact, to our roots to solve these problems. So we are told that, start living your life, don't take stress. This gyan is given by some friends and family, and we are okay for a while maybe, but then again, it doesn't really help because we can't change it. We can't stop this bad thinking and uh, competitiveness all around, and uh, this dissatisfied, feeling that we have that I haven't achieved enough. I need to do this and that, and so many things all around. So that's why people move to things that make their lives better. They try it. So many people start exercising or getting into strict routine and regime and focusing on their physical self. That sometimes helps them stop the thinking. And uh, in fact more dangerous because we have seen so many people getting into heart attacks who live a very healthy life. It's a very questionable thing. Why? And the reason is explained thus that when you are already working so hard, you're actually using one of your channels on the right side. It's called as Pinjana. For all actions and activities and mental actions, we use this channel. And for physical actions also, we use this channel. So when you're already working too much on this side and you stress it more with exercise and all of that, the body balances itself by giving it a heart attack. And it's become very scary. I'm not saying exercising is bad. One should moderate things in all aspects of life. Then people take to music and dance and such art forms, which sometimes gives some balance for sure, but it is again temporary. It's not giving you the state of mind that you really need. And that is how we move towards meditation. It's really common discussion now. Everybody talks about trying to do meditation, but how they don't know. And that becomes the biggest question. The reason is we don't know what is meditation first. Our great country has such heritage. But in fact, the biggest heritage that we have is of the spiritual seeking, which we have in fact forgotten about sadly. At least this modernization that is coming up is in fact taking us more and more away from what has been taught to us since the past. But just to understand what is meditation, what happens in meditation, and what does it mean really? So in meditation, they say that you are in silence. That means your thoughts stop. You are in thoughtless awareness. Nirvichar Chetna. It is not samadhi. So you don't get lost in your awareness. You're completely aware, but you're thoughtless. So that is the first thing that happens in meditation, and we become silent. Then it is said that the growth of our awareness takes place. Now, we'll just leave it for now because it's a little bit of a longer discussion. So when we say we are in meditation, we are in the present. What does that mean? It's that we are all the time thinking, we said. We agreed on that. Because even when we are sleeping, we are thinking. It's a 24-hour job. We never stop. But what is it that we are thinking about? We're thinking either of the past or of the future. Either of the two is always on. Nothing at all other than that. So what happens in meditation is that we keep jumping on the cusps of these thoughts. One rises, it falls off, another rises. We don't even know when we have jumped from one thought to another to another. It's always going on. And this, as we discussed, is a big cause of all the problems that we have today. Meditation allows you to bring a pause as Willem, these thoughts, and that gives us the peace of mind. So why Sahaj Yoga? What is so unique about it? We understand meditation is important, but what does Sahaj Yoga really do? Sahaj Yoga. First of all, let us first understand the importance of the word. Yoga, the word has been fairly misunderstood in these modern times. Yoga means the union. It is the union of our spirit with the all pervading power, the Almighty, Atma and Parma. So, yoga means union in Sanskrit, that is the word. The other manifestation of the word can be yukti, where you know how to work it out, how to correct yourself, how to really know yourself, how to help others. Sahaj means simple, spontaneous. So, all living processes, as we know them, are actually spontaneous. For example, the sprouting of a seed. You do not pull out the primule out of it. You don't do anything. You just put it in the Mother Earth, and with sunlight and water, it automatically grows into a tree. So it is a spontaneous process. Our breathing, digestion, all of this has been made by God as such. We actually don't do anything about it. It's a spontaneous process. That is why the name Sahaj. Because whatever has to happen inside of us to bring this change and transformation has to be spontaneous. It is very difficult for us to understand because we achieve everything in life by doing something, by working towards it. But getting our self realization is, in fact, a spontaneous process. You only need someone who can give realization to us, who's an authorized person. The word Sahaj also has another meaning. Saha means with, Ja means born. That is something that is born with us, so innate, so natural that it is born within us. So, how does it work out? What is born within us? We'll leave the points mentioned on the slide for now, and you'll understand them better when we see the next one and go through this chart. I'm sure most of us have seen this chart by now. It has become a common discussion point, chakras and nadis. But let us spend a few minutes here just to understand what is it that happens when we get the self-realization, when we get the yoga. How do we know we get the yoga and what it does daily? So, as we said, yoga is the union of our self with the divine. So let's understand how the self was created. When we were in our mother's womb, 2.5 months old, let's say, which is when it's said that the life comes inside the fetus. That is when the power that created us, whatever name we call it by, that is the power. There is a power that created us very beautifully. It entered through the top of our brain here. You know, in small kids, this is a very soft bone. It is even pulsating at times if you have touched a baby's head. So this is the place where it enters from. And our brain is a prism-shaped entity. So it refracts into three parts. When it refracts, the one coming from the right goes to the left, which is shown in the blue color. And this is called as the Ida Nadi or the moon channel. This is the channel for our desires, all our emotions, all of our past. It also controls the sympathetic nervous system on the left hand side in the cross. The one coming from the left goes to the right, which is shown in the yellow. It is called as the Pingala Nadi, the sun channel. It is the channel of all our actions, as we said, mental, physical, our futuristic behavior. Aggressive people are more on the right hand side. People who are more depressed work on the left hand side. There are many aspects to these two channels, and they really define what sort of personality we are, and many things emanate from these two channels. So they control our sympathetic nervous system on the left and right side, respectively. The one coming from the center created these flower-like things that we see here, which are called as chakras. You can call them energy centers or any other name you like. But in our scriptures, let's say in the Patanjali, book that is written, Patanjali, he's described them very clearly. There are many other sub-chakras in nadis, but these are the main ones, the 7 and 3. Now, after all of this creation that this power did, it came and settled down at almost the end of her spine. At end of her backbone, there's a triangular bone called as sacrum bone. So the Greeks called it sacrum. They probably knew that there is something sacred about it. The sacrum means sacrum. This energy came and settled. When it settled, it made coils, 3.5 coils. Coils in Sanskrit is kundal. And this being our mother energy, she's called as Kundalini. She is our individual mother. We all have our individual mother. And she stays with us in all of our lives, knows every single thing about us. Her only aim, her single goal is to give us our self-realization, our second birth. Awakening of the Kundalini, again, and piercing through the fontanel bone area here, which is called as the Brahmarandha, the hole to meet the Brahman. So this is really the point where we meet the divine. Awakening of the Kundalini and piercing through the fontanel bone area, the Brahmarandha, is our self-realization, is our yoga, is the union with the divine, is what is to be achieved in the name of spirituality and all endeavors towards reaching God. This is what is supposed to happen to us. In Sanskrit, a realized soul is called as Dvijaha. A bird is also called as Dvijaha. So bird we know comes, Dvijaha means twice born. So a bird comes in as an egg in the world first. So for the bird, the egg is the world. When it breaks through the shell, it really sees the world for what it is. And that is exactly what happens to a realized soul. When we get our self-realization, a completely new awareness opens up to us. Up until now, we see the world as we can sense with our 5 senses or understand with our brain or our emotions and things like that. But there's a completely new awareness apart from all of this that opens up to us. And that is the all-pervading power of God. We've been taught since childhood, at least in the Hindu religion, that kan kan mein Bhagwan. That means every molecule and atom has God inside. But we have never felt it. That happens for the first time, where we feel that all-pervading power all around us, flowing through us. When the Kundalini rises and pierces through this fontanel bone area, that all-pervading power of God starts flowing through us. And it puts us right. All of our chakras and nadis, wherever we may have problems, it corrects us. And we feel that on the palms, we have the chakras, the 5 fingers here, and 1 here and 1 here. So these are the 7 centers on the left and right side, representing the 2 channels. And all we can feel these chakras and understand what is wrong there. So how does it happen? Because in the crows, these chakras are manifested as our plexuses or crossing points of thousands of nerves here. And we know that the end points of our nerves are on our fingers and on our feet. It's best to feel them with our hands open. Sometimes you also feel vibrations in your feet. So what happens when this piercing is done? This power that created us starts flowing through us. We feel it as a cool breeze on our palms, center of our palms. It can also be hot in the beginning. So why the cool breeze? And it's something that most people don't realize, but it has been talked about in all scriptures, in fact. Adi Shankaracharya, the first Shankaracharya who established the Char Dham and all of them, he wrote a book called Saundarya Lahari, means beautiful vibrations. The name itself is beautiful vibrations. He says that when Mother's grace dawns upon us, we feel the cool breeze, Salilam, Salilam, Chaitanya. So, yani, cool breeze. Then he says, Actually, no, then in Bible it is said that when the Holy Ghost will come, you'll feel the cool breeze. In Quran, it is said that when Qiyamah's time will come, that means resurrection time will come, you will, your hands will speak and will give witness against you. Now the question comes, how can hands speak? How can they give witness? It is completely evident in session. So you feel the vibrations, the cool breeze here. And whatever chakras you may have problems in, you feel them on your fingertips. Let's say there's a person with some problems in his stomach. He might feel burning sensation on his middle finger. It could also be because of other reasons. For example, he may have some money troubles or some family troubles, his wife or something. And there could be more reasons. So there are multiple aspects to every chakra. There could be physical aspects, emotional aspects, mental aspects, familial reasons, spiritual reasons, so many things that affect one particular chakra. But for the first time, you actually know what is wrong with you. You cannot know yourself otherwise. For example, there's a very egoistic person, and you can't tell them that, sir, you are very egoistic. You get angry a lot with people, and people are fed up with you. But as soon as he gets his realization, he'll feel a burning sensation on this finger, the Agya chakra. So then you'd ask, why is this happening? Then you tell them this is the reason. Then he can slowly correct himself. But actually, we don't correct ourselves. It's a Kundalini and the all pervading power of God that does it for us. Because even if I know that I'm doing this wrong, I may not be able to correct myself. So it's the power inside that slowly and gradually corrects us and puts us right. Up until now, even if we may have developed a very fatal disease, people go to doctors and they tell them you have a few months left to live now. It's most surprising and shocking. It's like I don't know anything about myself. So for the first time, you really know what is wrong with you. Then using this power that is flowing through you, you can correct yourself. You can put your chakras all right. There are easy ways and methods to do it in Sahaja. And then you can also see vibrations for others. You can give realization to others. It is most surprising and most unbelievable for people, but that is how brilliantly we have been made. And we can actually use this power to put ourselves all right, to put others all right. You can also ask absolute questions and know the truth about anything. For example, somebody comes in front of you and claims to be God. How will you know? Because we don't have the eyes to see. But with these vibrations, we get those eyes. And we can make out with the vibrations coming from that person. Let's say he's a very divine personality. You'll get cool vibrations coming into your hands. But if he's a crook, you may get a burning sensation in your hands or hot leaks coming. You practice it daily and you see with simple things. Vibrations tell you almost anything that you want to know. So it's a great power that comes to us, and it's something that is to be practiced and established within ourselves once we get our self-realization. So there's a lot to talk about, and this is really just the tip of the iceberg to explain what is going to happen inside us. But the first thing that you'll feel when meditation, when you get your self-realization and the Kundalini pierces through the frontal bone area, is as you talked about the thoughtless awareness. So where you are thoughtless, you are in the present, and you get these vibrations on your palms and at the top of your head coming out. Feel it. So now let's get into meditation and see for ourselves what is it that we're talking about. There are some steps that we'll do right now. This helps some of our chakras before we get into meditation. And we'll just see these steps right now with our eyes open. Then for the next few minutes, we'll go for meditation. So first of all, if you're sitting down on the ground, you can keep your cross-legged and open both of your palms simply in your lap. You don't have to sit very straight or you don't have to slouch. You have to simply sit straight. if you're sitting on a sofa or a chair, you have to keep both of your feet apart. That is very important. And again, keep your both palms open. If there's anything tight on your body, if it's anything on the wrist, fingers, belt, anything that is pulling your attention there, you must take it out. You can also take out the spectacles as it helps the eyesight as well. Then, first of all, we'll do 3 steps to balance our channels. We'll put the right hand on the mother earth and left hand open in our lap as it is shown here. Right hand on the mother earth, left hand open in our lap. Then we'll put the right hand in the lap and the left hand will go up like this towards the sky. Right hand in our lap, left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. The third step will put both the hands on the mother earth. Next, the next few steps will all be with the right hand and we'll keep the left hand open in our lap as is shown here. So right hand is to be kept on our heart. Left hand open in the lap, right hand on our heart. We'll press so that we feel the heartbeat. All the steps will have some prayers going on. In the next step, we put this hand across our forehead and press from both the sides like we would in a headache and bend our head forward a little bit. The next step will completely stretch our palm, fingers outstretched, and place the center of our palm at the top of our head here and press it a bit hard. While pressing, will move the scalp along with the hand so that our scalp moves along in a clockwise direction. While pressing the palm on the fontanelle bone area, we'll move it in a clockwise direction so that the scalp moves along with it. After this, we'll see the vibrations just a few inches above our head from both the hands to do it. So this is all. These are all the steps that one has to do. Now, a question may pop into your head that how is it possible that I can get my self-realization just by doing these steps? So the question is, it's not possible just by this. The answer is that there was a great realized soul called Ramdas Swami. He was the guru of Shivaji Maharaj, the great. And once Shivaji Maharaj asked him, oh, great sage, how long does it take for one to get their self-realization? He answered by explaining in the king's terms, saying that time you take in taking your one leg from one side of the horse to the other side means that very second. But you need someone who can give it and someone who can take it. Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi was a great incarnation, and her photograph emanates those vibrations that make this great happening possible inside us. Up until now, you'll realize that the real saints' incarnations were never pictured. So her photograph is in fact really special. Let us just take this hypothesis for now and see if it gets proven true. And clear out all the questions and doubts from our minds for now. Because if it is really a great opportunity for us to get our self-realization, we should not let our mind hinder us from getting that for now. So just put all your questions aside and sit cross-legged if you're sitting down or with both your feet apart, chair or sofa. And open both of your palms in your lap and sit straight, not very straight. Look at Shree Mataji's photograph, very humble. As he said, this is a very special photograph. Slowly we'll close our eyes. We must have the only thought that we have to get our self-realization. That is how we become the ones who can take it. Shree Mataji is here to give this to us. We'll just see what is happening inside us right now. We'll keep the left hand open in our lap and put the right hand on the Mother Earth. Left hand open in our lap, right hand on the Mother Earth. We are going to do some steps to balance our channels. Here we have to pray, Mother, please clear out all the impurities of my Ida Nadi, my left channel. Mother, please take out all the imbalances and impurities of my Ida Nadi, my left channel, through the Mother Earth. Mother, please take out all the imbalances of my left channel through the Mother Earth. Just bring attention to our palms and see what is happening. Mother, please bring my left channel into balance and take out all its impurities and negativities through the Mother Earth. Now I'll bring the right hand into our lap and put the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Bring the right hand into our lap, the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Here we have to pray, Mother, please bring my right channel into complete balance. Please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my right channel through the ether element. Mother, please take out all the imbalances and impurities of my right channel through the ether element. We'll also bring our attention to both of our palms and just see what is happening there. Right? Now we'll bring both of our hands and place them on the Mother Earth. Here we have to pray, Mother, whatever imbalances and impurities are still left in my left and right channels, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, please bring me into complete balance. Mother, please bring me into the present, into the center. Now I'll bring both of our hands back into our lap. Now we'll do the steps that we had just seen. By keeping our left hand open in our lap and place the right hand on our heart. Left hand open in our lap, Right hand on our heart, we press it here so that we feel our heartbeats. Here is the place of the spirit inside us. Spirit is the reflection of Almighty inside us. God is the Paramatma and the Spirit is the Atma. And the Spirit is in fact the only eternal thing inside him. All this outwardly manifestation that we think of ourselves as his body, mind, his personality, etc. All of this is most fleeting. The only eternal thing is the Spirit. So we have to say with full confidence that Mother, I am the pure Spirit. Mother, I am nothing else but the pure Spirit. Say this with full confidence because this is the truth. Mother, I am the pure Spirit. Now, as I am the pure Spirit, I am not guilty at all of anything. God Almighty is the ocean of love, compassion, and forgiveness. In His glory, He can forgive everything. And we feel guilty for almost nothing at all, for very small things at times. Feeling guilty is very dangerous as one of our chakras gets caught up because of that, and we do not feel the vibrations. So leave all of your guilty thoughts, lotus feet of God Almighty. Just forget about all of them and say with full confidence, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now we bring this hand to our forehead and place it across like we would in a headache. And press from both the sides. Bend our head forward a little while pressing the forehead of the right hand. And we keep the left hand as is open in our lap. Here, we have to forgive everyone. If we don't forgive everyone, we just play into the hands of the people who have done us wrong. And this chakra never opens up. So we have to say that, Mother, I forgive everyone. Don't need to remember anybody's name or anything specific. Just forgive everyone and say that, Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. O Lord, O God Almighty, if I have done any mistakes against you, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. O God, if I have made any mistakes against you, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. Now we can bring the right hand back into our lap to rest a little if tired. Then we'll keep the left hand open in our lap as it is and bring the right hand at the top of our head on the fontanel bone area. We place the palm as we had seen and stretch our fingers backward completely so that the palm presses the fontanel bone area. Again, bend our head forward. And while pressing the fontanel bone area, we'll move it in a clockwise direction so that the scalp moves along with it. And keep moving the scalp like this. And here we will humbly pray. Because without us asking for our realization, we cannot get it. So we have to very humbly request, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Shree Mataji, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my yoga, my union with the divine. Mother, please give me my yoga, my union with the divine. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Stop moving the hand and bring it back into our lap. Both the hands open in our lap. Their attention has to be kept where our hand was just now. Sit in meditation for a few seconds. We'll bring our attention to both of our palms right now. At the center of our palm, you may feel a cool breeze coming out. It can be in one hand or both the hands. It is a subtle feeling, so we'll look at it rather minutely. It can also be hot in one hand or both the hands. Don't bother about it, just observe. Now we'll bring our attention to the fingers, the tip of our fingers. You see, one or the other finger may have a burning sensation. This is because these chakras are being worked upon by our Kundalini. Now, once again, we'll bring the right hand at the top of our head where we are rest and move the scalp. We'll raise it a few inches above top of our head. So right hand a few inches just above the fontanel bone area and move it back and forth to see if there's a cool breeze coming out of a particular place and touching our palm. Right hand just a few inches above fontanel bone area, moving it back and forth to see cool breeze coming out, touching our palm. Can also be hot. Bring the right hand back into our lap and see the same thing with our left palm now. The left palm just a few inches above the fontanel bone area. Move it back and forth. See if there's a cool breeze coming out and touching our palm. Now we shall raise both our hands completely up towards the sky, elbows straight, palms open towards the sky, and push back our head. We have to ask one of these three questions 3 times here. Oh God, is this the Param Chaitanya? Is this the divine power that does everything? Is this the cosmic energy, the divine energy? Any question 3 times? Slowly we'll bring both of our hands back into our lap. And again, for a few seconds, we'll sit in meditation while keeping our attention at the top of our head. We can now slowly open our eyes and look at Shree Mataji's photograph. You will find that there are no thoughts right now, even with our eyes open. As you said, this is the first boon that we get. Bring both of our hands together in a namaskar and thank Shree Mataji, your Kundalini Mother inside, for this blissful experience. For those of you who have just joined, I would request you to continue attending these sessions for a while, as to allow this experience to settle in. It may so happen that one or two sessions you may not completely understand or really establish what you've experienced. So you have to allow it. Also, it is very important that now what we have felt is like the germinating of a seed. It has to become a tree. Daily meditation and collective meditation are like the sunlight and water required for it to grow. So we have to meditate daily at home in the morning at 5 to 10 minutes, same in the evening. There is a process of foot soaking, which is very important, which helps us a lot in Sahaja Yoga. Video for that is given in the YouTube channel itself. There are many things that you need to learn like this, Sahaja Yoga, which will help you protect yourself, cleanse yourself, put yourself out right. You can join our WhatsApp group to learn more about that. There's a link given for that WhatsApp group in the YouTube chat again. You can join the group and continue being updated about the events as well, the sessions. And apart from this, one must attend collective meditation every week. So we have centers all across the country and the globe. So you must find the nearest center and attend that once in a week, as it helps a lot in our growth and establishing Sahaja Yoga, and establishing the understanding of these vibrations on our hands. There again, you don't have to pay anything. Sahaja Yoga is free of cost everywhere, all the time. There is no money charged anywhere, as it is something so invaluable that one cannot really pay anything for it. So it's very important that you go to the centers and meditate daily at home. Don't need to spend too much time. As there are no questions today, we'll end the session here itself. Thank you so much all for attending and being with us. Thank you, Shree Mataji. Jai Shri.